We're just vibing, man. But yeah, I'm ready for the weekend, to be honest, guys. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready to just be chilling.
Yo, yeah, what's going on, guys? I'm chilling. How you feeling?
Yo, we're doing good, man. Welcome to the base space.
Yeah, man, I'm excited to be here. I'm just vibing.
Hell yeah. How's it going, Eric?
Chilling, bro. Just got out the shower, so I feel fresh. We're good to go.
Have you done these Twitter spaces before?
This is actually my first one.
Yeah, they're hella dope, man. Like, it's been like we just started these spaces, basically crypto projects onto the spaces and guests, and it's just been a cool vibe, to be honest.
No, hell yeah, super dope. I'm sure it's probably been super beneficial to everybody's community who's been involved.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I mean, we getting a lot of positive feedback. I think it's really, really cool. Like, I feel like we're like one of the only spaces on crypto Twitter that's actually bringing people on and letting them interact with the community, answering people's questions, and just passing along the information. You know, text, and tweets can only go so far to a certain extent.
Yeah, they got the character limit, so literally you can only do so much.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
man.
And it's pretty dope because like your audience will see that you're speaking, and so people that already follow you will have an interest like tune in, and so like
Oh,
whoever
that's
we're
cool.
bringing on when they're speaking, it's kind of like their following will be hopping on as well. So like it kind of makes it to where it's like everyone kind of sees the value in the conversation typically.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I wasn't sure how that worked. Like if it would tell my following that I was on here when I hit start listening, or yeah, when I joined the space. So that's cool. So like it'll pop up on everybody's feed like that, and they could just join in and listen.
Yeah, dude. So like if you go to your profile or if you look in your Twitter fleets section, you'll see it's like purple, like your profile picture will be highlighted in purple around it. And then in the fleets section of the app, there'll almost be like an oval shaped purple icon with everyone in it. And you could also retweet the tweet I posted because you can actually like link out the space and then people can click it. And about a week ago, they enabled desktop users to be able to listen. They can't actually speak in the spaces, but they can listen in, which is huge because it was basically just limited to mobile in the initial
Yeah.
rollout. Yeah, man. So we're just vibing. I feel like we'll give people like a few minutes to pop in. Um, so maybe we'll give people like 3 or 4 minutes to hop in here.
Eric, you West Coast?
Yeah, I'm actually in Las Vegas right now.
Nice. Doing a little any gambling while you're there?
Nah, man, I was actually just getting an apartment out here and stuff. I'm getting a content house out here too, so I can work out here as well. I'm from Florida originally, so I used to live out here in 2019 in Vegas. So I did my fair share of gambling. I'm not really too into that anymore. Although it
Yeah,
is
I've
fun.
lost a good
It
bit.
is fun.
Yeah. Once you lose a good bit, you're like, I don't know if I want to
Yeah.
gamble again.
What caught me off of gambling was futures, leveraging crypto, and then I was like, wait a minute, this isn't even that fun anymore, especially recently.
Oh shit, bro! What happened with
Yeah.
that, man?
Yeah,
What?
man, I learned my lesson with the leveraging. I was just, at first I didn't understand it, so that was over leveraging. Then I started to understand it, started to learn how to scalp and stuff, and then one day, I was just leaving in trades for too long, not being disciplined, being too greedy, and I would wake up to just bad news some days, and I'm like, oh no.
Jeez, I mean, we know a bunch of people in our community that got liquidated as well during the last crash. I mean, I know people that were out like 40, 50K. You know,
Oh
it's
yeah, it's tough.
yeah, yeah, man. I mean, it's a balancing act, especially if you're doing like the loan systems that are out there too. Like, it's really easy to get liquidated on the way down.
Oh yeah, nah. See, I wasn't affected too much because I was learned my lesson a little bit early, just being too greedy. So when it started to bleed recently, these past few weeks, I really didn't have much in leverage. So I just been in spot recently. So I just been chilling. You know, been able to sleep at night, which is nice.
Yeah, man. That's why I love chilling in spot, because as long as you're in the quality place, which I mean, like, that's literally like 98, 99% of my portfolio. So it's really easy to sleep at night when you're chilling in spot on those blue chip plays.
Oh yeah, I'm not even paying attention to discords or anything too. It was just stressing me out. So I'm glad I was able to chill. Been able to handle some things too. Haven't been glued to charts.
Yeah, man. What coins are you in right now? Like, what are your top coins?
So I have a lot of different spot bags, but for me, like long term holds, obviously like VeChain, Chainlink, um, some Ethereum, and I have some Elron as well that I have in that I'm staking. So that's really it that I have spot, and then I started to like liquidate just other profits that I had when I started to really get into leveraging. So I should have stayed in a couple other ones that I had. I've liquidated a lot of my Polkadot too. I'm sad about that one, but it's okay because everything went down a lot anyway. So it's not like I got better entries now than I had.
Oh shit, man. That's hella dope. I mean, you have a ton of Link Marines in here that listen to the stream. So
Heck
we're,
yeah.
we're we're glad to hear that you're in Link for sure. You're in a
No,
pretty
yeah,
base.
man. I was at a dinner in November last year, and crypto got brought up. Started talking about some stuff from 2017 because I really didn't know much. I thought I knew a little bit about blockchain, and then I ignored it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's cool." And then fast forward this year or last year, like I said, to that dinner in November, someone brought it up again, and then they brought up Chainlink, and they were going on and on about Chainlink, and I was like, "Well, I learned my lesson in 2017, not listening to people thinking I knew it all." So I just bought some right there. I probably bought like I don't even know. At the time, it was like $10. So I think I might have bought like 20 Link or something like that. I don't remember. Um, but yeah, man, that definitely played out well. I think it was like $10 at the time. So I was happy now, and then it went to like what 50, $60, which is cool. And I still didn't, really do my research on what exactly it was. But then now, recently, I started to look into it. I wouldn't say that I know everything about it, but I understand like how it connects, information that's not on blockchain to the blockchain, right, and other things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%. I got a rumor floating around that you and Tav refused a huge Link bag because you didn't enter a gaming tournament. Is that true?
Man, I did not get any opportunity like that, so I cannot speak on Todd. But me, yeah, I don't know anything about that. That's crazy. I probably would have been down.
Oh shit. Okay.
damn, I want to meet Top.
No,
But
yeah,
he's
he's
crazy.
awesome. They're all dope. Everybody, on FaZe and who works with the team and helps the Gears tournament, everybody's dope.
No, that's dope. Do you feel like a lot of the other phase guys are also in Link, or are they like messing around with like Doge and some of these other cryptos?
From the guys that I spoke to, a lot of them, do have pretty similar bags, but a lot of them also work with like other altcoins and stuff. I know Banks is really into NFTs and stuff too, so I know he has a lot of ETH. So I would imagine, he'd be into Link as well. But I'm excited to, be in this space and bring information or different eyes that might not be on it. You know what I mean? And help those guys understand, the actual opportunity and just potential with blockchain. It's not just about having bags. You know what I mean? It really is going to change the world.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's essential, right? Especially for the younger generation, which I would imagine is most of your demographic in terms of being involved in the gaming space and who you're attracting. Like, it's the future, right? So it's people like you, it's people like Banks, it's people like FaZe that are starting to get the younger generation, even just to create a crypto wallet, right, and interact. Um, Even if it's with with some sort of pump and dump type of coin or something that's maybe just for fun, right? Like a meme, like a meme or something around along those lines. Like even just a simple process of learning to create a wallet and transfer crypto back and forth. I mean, that's really how you get started in the space. And I think it's hella based that we're getting the younger generation already integrated into crypto, because it's moving forward. It's moving forward at a pretty rapid pace. And I mean, but within the next 10 years, it'll be, I feel like it'll almost be natural.
Exactly. I mean, like, we were just talking about gamers and NFTs and stuff like that. I mean, essentially, that's pretty much what we've been having for a while, like the skins in the game and stuff like that. But they kind of just exist in the game. There's nothing, there's no other outside value. But these people who spend all this time and money that they work hard for, it goes right into these companies and these games. But I think with like crypto, blockchain, and DeFi, like it kind of gives us, value again. And when, like you said, in 10 years, when mass adoption happens and everything, I just think it's going to be beautiful, man, to see the difference that it made.
Yeah, we had like Axie Infinity on.
100%. I mean, just the NFT space and gaming alone, right? Like, imagine being able to take a skin and put it on a marketplace for your Call of Duty gun, or if maybe Call of Duty launches their own cryptocurrency, right? That you can transfer between the games itself, right? You're actually maintaining some sort of value. We brought on a few like NFT based crypto projects, and it's crazy, man. Like we had Axie Infinity on the other night, and they have like basically a limited amount of plots, right, for lands within the game, and some of these plots now are selling for like hundreds of thousands of dollars on their marketplace.
Oh yeah, it's just a matter of time, man, when there's a social media app, right, or a platform that is almost essentially like a video game. And you're going to have all different types of demographics, whether you be 2 years old to, 90 years old, they're going to exist on this one thing. And like you said, that value is going to transfer from whether it is, they're playing an actual game, or they're being paid out for their time on this platform. I don't know, man. I think I definitely see where it's going. And right now there's just a lot of, startup projects and stuff like that. But I think eventually it's going to all exist together, like that metaverse concept.
Yeah, we had Jiho on from Axie Infinity, and he was talking about just like how, like people are literally like playing that game for like a living, like they look for like sponsorships. And it's just like, it's crazy because he also kind of touched on like how in the future people will basically be able to like monetize their passion into like whatever they're like passionate about. Like if it's gaming, you can spend your time gaming and still contribute to like a real world GDP, because the underlying circulation of currency, like I don't know if you ever played like WoW or RuneScape back in the day, but you had that like kind of like fake in-game currency.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now that you can like gamify these games and you're actually using Ethereum in the marketplace, there's an actual like economy being built out to where value can be generated, and that's like another way for people to actually contribute to like the real world economy and like tax revenue and stuff like that. So it's really kind of fascinating where this industry is heading.
Exactly. No, exactly. And I think the more that people talk about it, the more, whether it be me or someone, like Elon or anyone, right? Like anything, all this stuff that's happening with crypto, it just, in the long run, it's going to be so beneficial, especially if it happens the right way, the right people get behind it.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on Elon and him tweeting out?
I mean, it is one of those things where when you are so influential, it's tough to say anything because, people listen, right? People are influenced. So I don't know, man. I don't understand it. I try to understand it. And one day I think he's saying one thing, and the next day I think he's saying something else. And then everybody kind of misconstrues it, and then everyone goes crazy. You know what I mean? So hopefully, I think at the end of the day, I hope that what he does, because I still, haven't done my research really on exactly everything that he does, but he does work with like, energy, right? So like we were just talking about the global economy and stuff, and then you have energy, and then you have, digital assets, right? Kind of all that stuff kind of goes hand in hand. And we're talking about video games and stuff. And like, what if you can get paid for driving, right? And I think with Elon's cars, that'll be possible. Or like, what if here in Vegas, I think it's powered by the Hoover Dam, right? Like, why can't we have, coins that are mined off of water or something like that, right? Or solar, like whatever, solar power, whatever it is. So I don't know, man. I think that his tweets probably affect a lot of people, and that sucks right now. But maybe in the long run, it'll probably be a positive thing. Hopefully.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. What are you gonna say? Super high? Go for it.
No, mine's more along of a joke that Chase and I have, but I was gonna say if he's rug pulling the elites, then yeah, that's that positive.
Right. No, that's what I'm saying too, man. Where it's like, man, there's just so much money involved. It's hard to see where people's, intentions are. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I don't think he's a guy to do things for money. I mean,
Right.
sold all of his PayPal shares. What is it? 180 million. Put 100 in Tesla, 80 or 70 in SpaceX, and 10 in Solar City, and then asked for rent money. Like he's not the type of guy who like wants money. So
Right.
he has a motive behind it. I just don't know what it
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, it's just tough to see where it's at, and I think that it's dope though too. Like that he did use his influence, like for example, for Doge, right? And it gave a lot of people who maybe didn't even know anything about crypto and or anything. And I know I personally knew a lot of people who just threw in, some money, maybe even more money than they were supposed to. Treated it like gambling, right? And it actually changed their life. And you know what I'm saying? So little things like that, where it's like, he kind of did put, I guess, power in the people's hands for a second, right? And maybe gave them a chance of hope, if that makes sense, or open their eyes to something new.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yo, Chase, you should tell Eric your Doge theory because I'd be really curious on his thoughts.
Oh man. Yeah. Let me like pull it up, make sure I'm not like missing anything. But
Yeah.
I'll go. We'll discuss it later for sure.
Yeah,
It's an out there theory.
He's got a pretty based theory.
No, I'm down. I'm down to entertain it.
No, I feel you. I know some people that aped into Doge, right? And made some pretty insane gains. Like, we're talking like 500K plus gains, on Doge. So I think it's definitely life changing. But there's also going to be the population of people that they don't realize what they're purchasing, and they don't
Right.
they don't realize what the asset actually is about. And so there's also that negative side of it, that someone who's just continuing to hold this coin that's basically continuously inflating at a pretty rapid rate.
Yeah.
And also Elon can just tweet out that it's crap, right? And then it'll dump, and then people are stuck with the coin.
Yeah, stuck holding it. Yeah, that's the downside too. So that's really the toughest part about this, especially with crypto being unregulated and stuff like that, where people can really just sway the market in whatever direction they feel like. It's pretty tough, but that's why I try to encourage people to really believe and kind of research what they're putting their money into. You know what I mean? Like I don't really promote things that I don't think I have promoted anything that I actually didn't believe in. You know what I mean? Or actually didn't see aligning with my lifestyle that I would actually use or see potential in the future, or didn't see as innovative.
No, that's really based. I mean, that's actually a good point of discussion. Like, are you seeing large crypto projects approach on, a lot of people, a lot of these celebrities and people in pop culture with just like crazy, crazy promotions, kind of like the Soldier Boy situation.
Yeah, like you see how he left the part where they were like, all right, if it goes up and hits its threshold, you get paid out if the tweet does good or something stupid like that. Like that kind of stuff, man, to me, you're just taking advantage of your followers, and I don't really believe in that stuff. Like I don't agree with that at all. So me personally, like I said, when it comes to me, I don't take any of those deals. I don't even respond to emails like that. People are taking advantage of because I have a Cameo account, and their like coins are trying to get me to promote their coin on Cameo for like pennies. Like, and for me, that's like for people to shout out their birthdays and stuff like that. Or if they want me to say something funny to their friend, I'll do that on Cameo. But then I got these random coins trying to, use that as as a way to get in. And I'm like, wow, that's crazy, bro. They're really trying to just pump and dump on these people. And that's why I was like, that greed shit, bro, I don't really agree with at all.
Yeah, I personally feel like you actually, in the long run, it's a net positive to like stay based and like facilitate the flow of like good information to help people,
Yeah.
rather than just short term gains of like trade off of like, all right, I made a quick $1,000 by doing this, like shout out for X project that's actually probably like not going to make it through this bull cycle.
Yeah, exactly, man. And that's kind of just what I always try to do, whether it be with gaming, whether it be with crypto or anything in my life. You know what I mean? If I don't really believe in it, if I know nothing about it, I probably try to, I'm not going to sit here and, turn my back on something that I don't understand, but I'm not going to promote something that I know for a fact that probably isn't good to promote.
Yeah, I'm actually, you had kind of touched on this
Facts.
earlier. I'm actually curious, like, what, like in the influencer community, like if you still have like kind of like a lot of exposure to that, like what are you kind of like hearing are some of the coins or tokens that people are buying?
In the
Like
influencer community, it's pretty funny
Yeah.
though too, because I actually see a lot of these people who are really uneducated. I don't even want to say uneducated because I don't know, but from what it seems like they're promoting, or when I talk to certain people about certain stuff, it really just seems like they're not even looking for utility or anything like that. They really are just looking for something like short term, or they might not even fully understand blockchain. You know what I'm saying? So I thought I knew what blockchain was in 2017, like I told you guys earlier, and I was really naive to it. And I just didn't really think of much of it, but now I really see the true potential of it. So that's why I kind of switched what I talk about on my social media platforms and stuff like that too, because I really do believe in this, and I think that it's going to change a lot of things that we know today. And it's important that people, at least look into it, or if they hear me say something or tweet about it or see me talk about it, 10, 20 times, even if they never listen to what I say, maybe the next time they hear it after me, it'll, open that door, put a light in that shadow for them. And then it really does change their life the way it changed mine, or help them see what I see. But in the influencer world, it's just crazy, man. I really just see a lot of people who might not know much about blockchain, but I encourage them, if anybody's listening, or like I said, I use my platforms to try to help bridge that gap.
No, that's really dope, man. I mean, I'm on a lot of social media, even in my everyday job, and I just see all types of crazy projects being promoted, like Safe Moon, and just like complete scams. And I honestly feel awful for the people that are purchasing these, but at the end of the day, like, these influencers are just eroding their audiences, right? Like, if your entire or a decent portion of your audience gets dumped on at the end of the day because of your advice, like, who's going to listen to you in the future? You kind of just ruined like your entire career.
Yeah, man, that's the thing too, and I think that a lot of them probably don't even care. You know what I'm saying? Like, most of them probably are like, not just really thinking short term. And like I said, I personally don't do that. I try to at least look for utility. And I have not even been paid by I don't have any partnerships with any crypto, coins, no developers. I don't know any developers or anything like that. Everything that I talk about, retweet or anything, is all just based off of, like I said, if I just think that it personally aligns with me.
No, that's very based.
Yeah, man.
Yes, like you're a member of the base space
Let's
already.
go. Exactly. See, isn't even really like, it's a family, obviously, but it's more like a lifestyle.
Yeah, honestly, like everyone in here that we've heard from, at least, I mean, and I assume all the listeners as well, we live pretty base
Yes,
lives.
sir.
And knowing we have chain link, just got to keep stuff.
Bro,
You got
yeah, it's
that God
crazy.
protocol.
Somebody told me about that, like I said, at that dinner, and I didn't know what it was, but I was like, yo, when these people talk like this, I listen, because I remember people who were telling me about certain things back a few years ago, and I didn't listen, and now I wish I listened, and now I'm like, no, Chainlink is it. So I bought some. I made sure I bought some even if I didn't know what it was. But then, like I said, coming up to now, to this conversation, I've done a lot more research since then, and I'm like, wow, I should have bought more, a lot more.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, my strategy, I just kind of like dollar cost average. So I just like literally just some steady stacking. I'm sure like that's probably what a lot of the people in our community are also doing as well. So it's never too late to stack some cubes.
Oh yeah.
As like Marines say.
Yeah, I thought it was dope too. I seen they did that partnership with LaMelo Ball too recently, so I'm sure that'll get a lot more people to think like, what is Chainlink? You know what I mean?
Like more retail.
Yeah, exactly. Just like the average person, because like I said, I still feel like no one really knows about crypto. Like obviously now that everyone knows about it, they hear about it. It's trendy right now. Um, but like we just talked about, a lot of people are talking about like the safe moons, like these altcoins that really have no utility or anything. And I'm not saying that they won't have any in the future. I'm not gonna, I don't want to bite my tongue later, but you know what I mean, though, right? Like currently, right now, when it comes to these retail investors who are thinking about short term, gains and stuff like that, they're gonna just be stuck holding bags. And if they just took like maybe an hour or two out of their day or of their week, maybe, and just to do a little bit of due diligence, and maybe it might help them out a lot.
Yeah.
No, I totally agree. Because all these kids on TikTok, like, I've seen so many stories of people losing their college funds,
I've
right?
seen that.
But if you're gonna put that much money into something, the least you can do is some research.
Literally.
Like, it's free. It's all on Google.
Yeah, man, and like I said, I thought that I knew stuff about it, but when I really just took, like I said, like that hour or two out of my day every day to just kind of look at some YouTube videos and stuff, or go through, Twitter and stuff like that, bro, like I was like, wow, I was totally missing like a big piece of what I thought this was. And then I went down the rabbit hole, and ever since then, like, bro, I stopped. Like, I used to stream video games and stuff like that all the time, and I just took like 2-3 month break, and was just really trying to just deep dive into all this stuff to understand it.
Yeah, man, it's a rabbit hole. It'll get you if you're not careful. Like I've
It did.
noticed, like yeah, like you just end up like hours on end just scrolling, finding information. You find a breadcrumb here, and then you go on Google and you type in something like whatever you saw on Twitter. You kind of it's just like it's a spider web of connections, man. And like being so early, you just get kind of like swamped in like the breadcrumbs and like going down the deep rabbit holes.
Yeah, man, it really is like that. Like I said, man, I got so deep down the rabbit hole. I was like, oh, I can leverage and stuff like that. So you know how that goes. But it was fun.
Yeah, I'm glad I haven't messed with that leverage button yet.
Oh,
I probably never.
yeah,
would.
I would stick to spot, bro. Definitely. Leverage is not fun. Like, it's cool when it works, but then when you have weeks like what we just saw this past, what was it, the month of, what is it, what were we in, June? So May, the end of May was kind of rough after the 15th.
Oh yeah. Oh, believe me, I felt every bit of it.
Yeah, man, it was crazy. I had like this goal, and I was like, if I get here, that's amazing and it's awesome, and I hit it, and then it went back to where I was initially started from, and I was like, wow, yeah, I'm done.
Damn. Well, if hopefully you didn't
No,
lose
exactly.
it.
I still have exactly, like, I didn't actually go from my initial investment, so that's awesome. But I made a pretty well profit. It was dope, but then I was like, dang, bro, how did I mess that up? And like I said, it was just me being greedy.
Yeah, but also, yeah, greed is definitely real and can get you. But yeah, so like buying it $30 now is like buying Bitcoin at $30. So it's like right now it doesn't matter. Just fuck it. If you can stack one cube, get one.
Yeah, exactly. Bro, I seen the other day when it had like that one long candle down a little wick. How low did it get? Like what? Like was it like did it go back to 12 or 19 or something like that? I forgot what it was. I was like, what was it?
I think 15 or
15?
16.
Imagine who caught that one.
I got some
Yeah.
cheap cubes. I was ready, bro.
He's ready. See, that's the thing too. Like being out here in Vegas, when like at that 3 a.m. over here is like 6 a.m. on the East Coast. It's like that was like the time that happened. I was awake too. I just wasn't on my phone.
Yeah. I mean, I always try and have some bids just ready in case there's like a nice dip, so I don't have to watch. I can't watch it all day. I mean, you can go crazy staring at the charts.
Oh yeah.
But it's literally turned into a video game, dude. Like that's if you understand video games, like you could, not to say that you should be gamifying a crypto, and that could be like a really dangerous thing to do. But a lot of games and learning actually how to play video games, like a lot of those concepts do apply to everything in crypto and stocks and just trading in general. And I think it's become even more relevant that we're all on our phones, we're all on our computers, like everything is digital, and we grew up playing that stuff on our computers and on our devices.
No, yeah, I agree, man. That's literally what it felt like, and I think that's why I got so into it, because I was like, I'm feeling the same like if I'm doing well in a video game. You know what I mean? So I was like, wow, like this is fun. Why do I even need to play video games? I'm actually making money doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like at all times when it comes to the trading, the crypto and stuff. So that's why I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just focus on this, bro.
Path, I feel like you can oftentimes like spot like their particular holdings. Like it makes sense why they hold particular coins or tokens because it resonates more with them.
Yeah.
Is there anything like in this industry, like coming from the background that you have, like, is there a particular area that interests you, like in terms of like the future of this industry, or are there any particular projects that just like resonate even more so than others?
Just the whole like I'm into like streetwear. I'm into so like I live in Vegas, so like cannabis is recreational and stuff like that. So dispensaries and my girlfriend's a vegan, so being able to like track things and like the holding things accountable for their legitimacy, it plays a big role in my lifestyle. So like VeChain, that's why I like VeChain, because of the whole supply chain thing. Um, and I like really saw the potential when I really looked at what VeChain was and their whole project. And I really like that. Obviously with Chainlink, how it's the Oracle and it brings information together, like that's a no-brainer. You know what I mean? Like that right there. I just still don't understand how people don't know what this is. What else? I liked Elron just because they had like the fast transaction, like they can do hella transactions, and it was still early stages. So I really liked Elron. Um, what else was my thing? Oh yeah, and I was getting really into vPro, just because like I seen a lot of these like social media gambling websites, and we have stuff like Twitch, and they're having like predictions, and you get paid out in like points. Gaming, like that lifestyle. What else? I really, obviously I like Polkadot just because, it's just one of those new things. Like I said, I think they're very similar, like Ethereum, Polkadot, Elron, in my eyes, from the research I've done, that their potential kind of aligns, but they're also different projects. I can't tell you which one's my favorite though. It's tough.
No, 100%. Kind of going back to the supply chain thing, and you enjoying cannabis out there. I actually work for a major cannabis company. I'm super excited about the actual supply chain and the implications of that. Like if you think about, for example, like the organic certification, right, that you see on products today. Imagine being able to really dive deep, really track almost from seed to sale, right?
Exactly.
Everything that's happening with that plant, what pesticides were used, what testing was done, the watering, where it's gone, what type of extraction methods have gone into that. I think it's a game changer, and I'm hoping the organic certification is actually really, really tough to get now, and it takes a lot of work. But I think it'll take it even to the next level of that. And then you, as like a consumer, right? Imagine being able to tap into that and seeing all of that information publicly available. And I think it really weeds out on a lot of the bad actors in the space Like, dude, we've seen some like crazy stuff. Like, I've seen products test positive with rat poison in it.
Oh my God.
I've seen fake products. You know, not to call out Amazon in this episode, but bro, Amazon, like, we've tested products, and there's literally been marijuana products on your website. like it's crazy, dude. Like, what's happening with like supplements and just in general in consumer products. And I think it's a major game changer for everything that we consume on a daily.
Oh yeah, exactly. Like you said, from cannabis to anything. Like, imagine, you can track everything from the food you eat, to the clothes you buy, everything. Like you said, it weeds out just all the fake stuff, man. And that's kind of like what we've seen. I don't know, man. It's just been so much smoke and mirrors in this world, and I really like blockchain because I think it's really gonna give a reset and give, it's gonna let the real come back. You know what I mean? In every aspect, not even just, when it comes to gaming, when it just comes to, like, we're talking about cannabis or whatever it is, all these different coins. I just think that, the world is definitely about to get turned upside down on a good note.
I totally agree with everything you just said. And it's good because, like you were saying, all the smoke and mirrors, multiple governments are lying to their people.
Yeah, man.
And when that's happening, like, that's not good, because then you have chaos and anarchy, wanting to incur from the whole population, and that, if that happened, that also wouldn't be good, obviously. So I think Chainlink is coming at the right time, and just basically having everything on a public ledger and saying, hey, yes, A went to B, or no, A didn't go to B. They tried to route it to C and screw you. Like, it's all
Yeah,
there.
exactly.
It's all public.
Exactly. And I think too, like, let's say these processes were in place now, I think that decisions would be different. Like, people probably wouldn't consume the way that they did. They might not go with product A, they might go with product Z this time, just because they knew the process behind it. You know what I mean? Just because they can see the paper trail, see what hands touch what. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. You mentioned VeChain. I saw that at 1 cent, right? This is when I was starting to get into crypto. And I was like, well, that'd be a cool one. I didn't buy any. And now it's at, like, or I don't even know what the high was of it, but it over 10x. I was like, why didn't I just put like $1,000?
Yeah, man. I think I
let it
found it right at 3 cents, bro. I found it right at 3 cents,
Yeah.
and then and at the time that I found it, it was right at the time where I was starting to make sure that I actually looked up before I put any money into it. So when I looked it up, and I was like, wait, what am I? Wait, this does that? So I was like, the same way that when I found out what Chainlink was, I was like, whoa, why does no one know about VeChain? Like, I even probably have a tweet where I was like, wow, I feel like an idiot for just getting into VeChain, and it was like right at 3 cents at that time. And I just put my family on it, told my girlfriend about it, got her family on it, and everybody got their
Hell
bags filled in that like 3 cent to 6 cent mark, and it was lit.
Let's go.
Yeah, it was lit, bro.
Yeah. Everybody some money. Let's
Yeah,
go.
man. And the cool thing about it too is, like, I don't really, I don't care about the money part, but seeing people who might have more capital than me and really get blessed from that is so awesome, bro. Like I said, it's like, if I wasn't talking about it, they might not have seen that, and that to me is the best part. Like, this stuff, it goes beyond money, obviously, but that little thing like that is amazing.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
it feels great. Like, I primarily like link pill people, but it feels great whenever you drop some like truth bombs on somebody and they go and buy some link, and then the price like shoots up, and they're just like, "Dude, thank you for,
Yeah.
like, this is like."
That was me, man. The guys that I had that dinner with in November last year, I actually hit them up earlier this year, and I was like, "Yo, thank you guys for putting me on the link. I had no idea what I was doing, but I'm so thankful now that I do understand it."
Yo, flip side though, whenever you have like a 40-50% correction, then you have those same people kind of like hitting you up. It's like, yo, is this still good investment? What's going on?
No, yeah, that's the one thing too, is like, if I make sure that I talk about it with people, I kind of make sure that I help them understand, like, listen, this is not this stuff. It's so early in the space that in the long run, you're going to thank yourself. Just don't pay attention to it now. Just keep accumulating. And if I ever hit you up and say stuff is on clearance, just know, and that means run it up.
Yeah, that's a base friend right there. I did the same thing with a business partner of mine. He's a few years older than me, but we kind of grew up together, and we're gonna start a gym. And he had crypto from 2017, like some Ethereum and some Bitcoin, but didn't even know what Chainlink was or anything to do with DeFi. I'm not going to say how much Link he got, but he got a decent amount. And he's like, I'm going to make 7 figures this year because of you. And I was like,
Wow.
damn, that's legit. Like, I'm not going to make 7 figures, but knowing that I made my homie 7 figures, that's fucking legit.
Yeah, man. That's literally, the reasons why I'm in it too. Cause like I said, somebody else might have a bigger or smaller hand than me. But either way, as the space grows, we all grow. So that's what's important.
Nah, I think it's hella legit, and like one of the cool things about Twitter is we can actually connect with like-minded individuals. I personally find it really hard to find people in IRL that are into crypto or even like accepting of the concept. Like I'd say most of the time when I talk to people about crypto, they literally view me as like insane, you know?
No, that's how it is too. I can definitely agree. Cause like, when I get so passionate about it and I start to really, go into it, a lot of times it's so much for people because they don't even know how to even open a wallet. They don't even know, they don't understand how it even works. So it definitely is tough to try to open their eyes. Everybody's crazy till they're labeled a genius. And I feel like that's what's going on right now in crypto. Everyone's crazy right now, but in like 10 years, everyone's gonna be like, wow, those dudes were smart.
We're all geniuses.
Yeah,
Seriously.
always. Whenever I go on like the crypto rants for someone who's like has like no exposure to like crypto at all, that it's always sunny in Philadelphia meme where he's like pointing to the board with like all like the pinned pictures and like the red string drawn everywhere. Like that's just like that's how you feel. You feel a little crazy sometimes with like how deep this market is, and then also just like how like passionate everyone is. So I feel that.
I think it's honestly that passion that scares people away. I don't know what it is, but like when you're really,
Mhm.
really into something and like excited about something, there's like a certain population that just like rejects that, like they don't like to see people really excited or really passionate about what they're doing because maybe they don't feel passionate about what they're up to. And it's almost like a defense mechanism.
I
Yeah, I
think you hit
agree.
the nail right there. I think it's insecure people that have insecurities, and maybe they're too fearful to try something that they are passionate about. And then they, like you said, they see someone who is happy doing what they're doing or excited about something brand new or new technology, and they just almost want to like either label you crazy or shit on you or be like, nah, that's stupid, that's not gonna work. But until it does, right? And until you do your research and know what you're investing into, I don't know. It's not everyone's meant to make it, is the whole purpose of what I was just saying. And that's okay.
Oh no, yeah, you're right. There definitely has to be balance for sure. But no, you guys are totally right. I think a lot of times too, they might not even realize that they're insecure. You know what I mean? But that's just the way the world is. It's kind of sucks that they kind of want people to not believe in themselves. That's why it's important for people like us to use our platform and help shed that light.
No, 100%. I mean, we were talking even last night, like about Link, for example, like 500,000 wallets, right? And let's say, for example, on average, people have 2 wallets. There's 250,000 people that own Link in the entire world. And I think like the stat we quoted last night was like 0.004%. I think I'm correct around that. And like, that's insane, guys. Like, it's insane how early we truly are in these projects and in this entire industry. Like the tracks haven't even been laid. Like this is the Wild West. Like this is just the very beginning. And I think to be here now, it really takes an open mindset and willingness to learn. I think I can speak for myself and Chase and Super High. Like we've probably put thousands of hours into learning about crypto. Like we're on that addiction level and like that passion level. And I don't know. I think Eric, you're right. I think it's like a defense mechanism. It's people get scared when they see people really, really excited, and I just wish that the people that are my true homies and people that I respect, like, I just wish that they would listen and have that open mind. And what I've found is just like plugging little things here and there to just like not go on like a whole rant. Just give them, like, send them an article once in a while or send them an infographic. You don't have to be super pushy about it. And then over time, they'll learn. I'll be happy if they convert over in 6 months or 8 months or even a year, or even if it's next cycle, like in the or in the bear market. I mean, there's still plenty of opportunity for other people to join and get excited. Um, my biggest concern is people getting in too late and just especially people that I care about getting in too late and not seizing the opportunity and not realize where currency is going and where this entire industry is moving. And I think we are almost in like this little bubble. My entire Twitter feed is crypto. So I'm constantly getting the latest information. I'm seeing Twitter's algorithm is showing me what I actually want to see. And other people, they're not seeing that, right? They're getting all the funny videos. They're not getting all the education that we're getting. So they're not seeing how the world is evolving. And eventually it'll just be too late. Eventually the US is going to roll out their digital dollar. You already had the digital yuan rolling out, the digital ruble, right? So it's slowly happening, and I just wish everyone the best, and I hope people take the time to learn.
Yeah, kind of going off that. I touched on this before, like a while back in the space, but like what I've found that's helped, like whenever I'm bringing up crypto with somebody who maybe doesn't have that much exposure to it, like I try to relate it to their interests. So like Eric, someone I was asking you, like, how do you view, like, what is your interest in the blockchain industry? I find that like everyone can bring their interest basically into the blockchain world, because I think almost literally everything will be disrupted eventually. And so I try to kind of like morph the conversation and find a use case of like what blockchain can do that like fits around their interests. And like more oftentimes than not, I feel like it usually works and helps like move that conversation along, because they can actually relate it to something that they know about.
Exactly. No, exactly. I think you guys are, we're all on the same page. Like, I'm just, using my platform, just, the more I talk about it, hopefully, you know, people will take the information, or the next time they hear something, they're like, wait, I remember Clips was saying something about that, or they realize the importance of it, or, that the right time when it aligns with them. But, it's not going to stop me if someone thinks that I'm crazy for being so passionate about it.
Yeah, facts. That's the one thing you can't let it do, is let other people stop you, because it almost makes you second guess yourself, and you're like, wait, no, I know what this technology is. These people just don't understand.
Yeah, no, I didn't exactly what Mew was saying, man. Every country is about to start rolling out their own digital version of currency, so that says a lot right there.
Yeah, exactly. Like, whole governments would not be doing this if they didn't have a plan. And if you don't see that and instantly transfer at least half of your savings, okay, obviously half, like, that's just my opinion. But like, what is your dollar doing in a bank account?
Not financial advice.
Yeah, not financial advice. It's at the top. I'm not a financial advisor, but like, your dollar's doing nothing sitting in a bank account. And especially if you're young, or even if you're old, and like you've been working all your life saving, why don't you put that into something that's actually gonna help you save, and then help your kids grow that money over the years? I mean, it's sad. A lot of people are gonna get wrecked, but a lot of people are gonna make it. And I feel like it's our duty, for the people that make it, we help spread that back and make sure everyone, the mass population is good, and we don't have like people starving. And
Oh no, and that's exactly why I think personally, like, the way I see mass adoption happening, I really do think that everyone is going to be able to earn. Like, you're not going to have the 9 to 5 system that we have now, where you go to college, you go to, you have that old way of earning, right? Now we have the internet that brought a whole new world, that brought us people together from around the world. We're all so connected, and we see what that did. to, mankind. It changed the world when the internet happened. And I see the same thing happening with blockchain. Like I said, I think everyone's gonna, not only there's gonna be the people who get in early, like us now talking about it, whether it be investing or just opening our eyes to it. But then, like I said, maybe when you drive your car around, you're earning. When you're spending time on a platform or watching, consuming anything, you're going to be earning from that. I think that's a huge possibility. And honestly, I don't really see it happening any other way unless people are getting wrecked hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and hopefully people aren't going to get wrecked hard. I mean, like besides people in Doge, that's just anyway. Anyways, I just hope that we as a collective keep in mind that we are the future generation that is going to lead everything. Like you have to see that all the people in government are pretty old. So pretty soon here, younger people are gonna have to hop in, and younger people are gonna have to take lead of different industries. And we really just have to make sure we're doing it right this time, because the past 80 years was done wrong. So I don't know. I just feel like that had to be said.
No, I completely agree. That's why, like I said, I'm just making sure the role that I have now, the platform that I have now is just being used in a positive way, man. I'm not going to see it any other way. There's not going to be any dollar amount or any digital amount, no number that gets in between that and what I think is right,
No, much respect, man. Like that's what that's what we plan to do. And honestly, like I'm at like a stage personally where like I don't really get that much joy out of income and money. You know, I feel like once you reach a certain level, it doesn't provide additional happiness. Like for me personally, the most happiness I get is like seeing other people win and seeing other people succeed. And I think we can all do that, and we can all pass the knowledge around. And I think it's super exciting, man. Like people could basically be playing video games and make that their career. Like that's happening now, but I think even more and more people can do that. I mean, look what you've been able to accomplish. In your in just your short lifetime. You know, like did you think that? I think most people probably didn't even think that that was a reality. You know, that you could.
No, yeah, it definitely wasn't, man. 11 years ago, I remember, man. So I don't know if you guys know my story, but basically, I'm one of the original founders of FaZe. I literally came up with the name, and right before we really took off and actually made money from, YouTube and stuff, my Xbox broke, and I asked my mom for a new one, and she laughed in my face basically and was like, "Oh, you're the thing that you spend all your time wasting your time. You don't do your homework or anything. We're not even in a financial position to get you that anyways. But yeah, I'm not getting another Xbox." So that made me go on like a 6 year like break, I guess, right? Where at the time social media wasn't big like that. This is 2010. There wasn't Twitter. I mean, Twitter was out, but no one used it. The only way I talked to these dudes, I was like 14 years old. The only time I talked to them was through Xbox Live. That's how we were connected. And my Xbox broke. So we started this team that, went viral basically back then. And it changed the world. And one of the original creators just fell off the face of the earth in those days. And I remember like people used to call me a nerd and shit like that at school. Like, oh, you spend all your time playing video games, and then fast forward 11 years now, we're like the biggest gaming name in the world, bro. It's crazy. Like I don't think anybody could have predicted that. But like you said, man, times can change quick, and that's why I like to believe, especially when I see something, the potential in something. Same way I did back then. I saw something that no one saw, and I just kept to it, and it turned out to be the right thing.
No, that's insane, man. And I think you as like an individual and as a leader um, can pass that along, right, to everyone that's following you. And like you've been saying, honestly, for like the last hour, you just want to use your platform for good and to help people and pass along that education. And I think I've been following you for a little bit, and the tweets that you're posting about crypto and in the industry and your perspective on things is it's spot on, man. I think you have a really good viewpoint, and I really like the direction of where you're taking it. And It's key. It's key. I mean, in this day and age, there's so few people that actually understand crypto, and for the younger generation, I feel like the gamers, right, are their idols, right? A lot of the younger kids, like, they look up to you guys, and they follow what you guys are doing. You guys are almost setting the trend, and especially a younger kid is more susceptible to being programmed in a negative way, and I feel like you're providing positive programming and allowing them to learn what the future is going to hold.
No, for sure, man. I appreciate it. And it's something that I don't really try to do. Like, oh, I want to do this all the time. I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I'm the perfect person, but subconsciously, I try my best. But definitely, man, I just hope like the right people hear me, because I know like when I was a kid, there were certain things that inspired me, like certain people, like everything about them. It helped me be who I am today, right? And like you said, it's so easy sometimes to fall into like a negative influence. But hopefully, the positive ones stand out for sure.
Yeah, I guess I'd be curious, Eric. Like, we have a lot of, I would say we have probably a pretty diverse audience, but definitely a lot of younger kids, and also people that might be in the college age. Like, do you have any advice for someone that's maybe experiencing negativity? As we talked about before, like, in my everyday life, I get pushback when I mention crypto, and it could be pretty daunting. Do you have like any tips and stuff like that to pass along?
Oh yeah, definitely, man. With life, there has to be balance. So with highs, there's lows. With positive, there's negatives, man. So that's something that I deal with all the time, especially my life existing on the internet. You're gonna have to deal with hardships, and it's not about what comes your way. It's just really about like how you deal with it. And if you let it knock you down, if you dwell on things, it's really just focusing on in the moment. What can you do in the moment? If you wake up that day, you're already ahead, man. Like that's you woke up, it's the next day. You feel me? So if that thing didn't affect you to where, let's say, time stops, the world ends at that moment, you got to keep going, you got to keep pushing, you got to find that positive. And that's kind of like what I try to do, where if something is bringing me down or someone says something that I'm not really agreeing with, or whatever it is, I just try to find something that brings me up. You know what I mean? Whatever it may be, whether it be, playing some video games, or whatever, talking to someone, listening to music, just try to find something to distract myself. Because the same way you can focus on something negative, you can focus on something positive. The power is up to you.
I love that, man. That's beautiful. That's really beautiful. Damn.
And I know that that's not easy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sitting here saying like that's the easiest thing to do, because it's not. There is days where, like the other day, recently, like I just felt like shit. You know what I mean? No matter what it was, I was around people that I should have been excited to be around. Everything's been going right. Just it wasn't feeling it, and it just took me a bit to find that thing that brought me up. But sometimes it's like that.
No, I feel you, man. It's definitely it's like a habit, and it's also a skill to master. It's not going to happen in a day. It's not even going to happen in a week. But I feel like if you can slowly train your mind to think a different way, um, it'll have lifelong implications. For me personally, I feel like the gym and fitness and things like that really helped with my overall mindset, and it helped give me like a goal, to shoot for and prove to myself that like I could do certain things. So you can extrapolate that out to all different types of hobbies and things of that nature. To give you a little bit of a confidence boost and help with your mental game.
No, yeah, definitely, man. I think too, what helps me a lot too is like knowing the difference between like stuff that I can control and stuff that I couldn't. I feel like a lot of times, like me personally and other people that I know, like we like to focus on things that we can't control, and like that can kind of, like I said, that distracts you. You don't need to be focusing on things you can't control, because no matter what you think, say, or do, 9 times out of 10, it might not really affect that because you can't control it. So focus on the things you can control, and those things will kind of help guide those uncontrolled variables, and sway that in your direction.
100%. Hey Eric, I just want to do a time check. We sometimes bring on like guests at the end come on and talk or ask questions. You game for that?
Yeah, man, I'm down.
Hell yeah. Yeah, if anyone in the audience has questions for Eric, just request. I'll let you guys on one at a time. I did see some people earlier in the episode requesting, so definitely down to bring people on. People being shy though. We promise we don't bite.
Yeah, Eric, you play Warzone?
I do play Warzone. I just started play. So it's funny. I told you guys I took a little break from gaming because I was all addicted to learning about crypto and trading and stuff. So when I did that, I actually in between was starting to play Warzone for the first time. So I'm not the best, but I get busy.
You want to run a few games?
Yeah, I got you. You get some W's.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, I think you got kicked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't recognize a lot of these accounts, so.
Yeah. Which ones?
We can attempt it, guys.
Let's see how it goes.
Yo, what's going on, bro?
La verdad nada, pero Peñarol me chupa la pija, bien de cheto.
I don't speak Spanish, bro. I'm sorry.
Nah. Do you know Bitcoin? Pero carpeta.
What is going on?
I don't know, bro. I don't know where all these people are coming from. All right, man. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I don't know who these people are. Oh, okay. Here's one I recognize for sure, though. Tim wants to come on. We appreciate the entertainment value. What up, Tim?
All right, I got a question.
Yo, what's going on, bro?
Not much. So I joined a little bit late, so I don't know if you already covered this, but kind of curious to like your thoughts on like projects like Ultra or things like that, where you think the cross of like gaming and crypto will come in, and how people will be able to make money playing games more so than they would now.
Yeah, definitely. I actually never heard of Ultra. I'm gonna have to look into it. But the ways that I see gaming involved with like blockchain, we were talking a little bit about it earlier. Basically, I think that like right now, for example, you can buy things in Fortnite, but it only exists in Fortnite. The value doesn't transfer off of that. If Epic Games goes out of business, all that money and all that time people spend on that game goes to waste, right? I think eventually that is going to transfer. Maybe they'll have like a PlayStation coin, $ PLAY, play, right? That you can sell your skins back to the marketplace, and then it turns into that coin. You can take that value somewhere else, from game to game, or from platform to platform, console to PC, whatever it may be. Or on another scale, I was talking about like there's going to be like kind of like that mix in between social media / video game / place or platform that exists, right, where people will be able to spend their time, because doesn't matter how old you are, but most people age 2 to 90, right, spend at least 2 hours looking at the screen, whether it be a TV screen, the phone screen, whatever it is, but something digital. And I think that eventually there's going to be something exist where people will be able to earn from existing on that platform. And kind of like what you said, where it's almost like they're getting paid to play a video game, but I think it's going to be like that gap bridge between like blockchain, video games, social media, and just entertainment in general. I think that the whole world is going to kind of exist digitally, and it's going to be kind of hard to tell the difference.
Sweet, thank you. Yeah, that was pretty in depth.
I know it's kind of all over the place. I probably didn't answer it the way you were thinking, but just kind of, that was just kind of like a summary of kind of where I see the next 10 years going. You're going to see I think we're going to see a big change of like what's going on, like what's actually working, and the way things should work. Like there's going to be a big change, and that's what blockchain brings, and that's what we're so excited about it. I'm not sure if you heard us talking about it earlier. Just like blockchain is just going to bring the real back, and there's not going to be so much fake stuff going on.
I'd be curious, Eric. Have you ever looked into Theta?
You know what's crazy about that? So I work with G Fuel Energy, and they've been streaming on Theta since like 2019, since I remember, right? And they were giving out free T Fuel for the longest time. Like anytime you're in the stream, they would give out T Fuel, and I didn't know what it was. And I actually was involved in some of those streams. I didn't know what it was. And now I do know what it is. And I don't know completely like what exactly it is, but I know that I know a little bit more about crypto and stuff now. So I'm just so not butthurt, but I'm just like, wow, because I've been around that specific platform for a long time and didn't even realize what it was. And I didn't even know that had anything to do with blockchain at all. I thought it was just another streaming platform.
It's I mean, I haven't done the extremely deep dive into it because I just feel like, I mean, it's still so early, right? We're all so early, but Theta was like one of those ones that popped up on my radar, and I did some research. I was like, huh, all right, like I kind of like this, and then just never ended up pulling the trigger. And it's kind of like one of those things where it's like kind of like the ship already left. But yeah, no, I feel like just from your background and stuff like that, I feel like this is like one of those projects that would kind of like resonate with you. So I figured I would just bring it up.
No, yeah, definitely. And it definitely does. Like I said, I was actually using the platform and didn't even realize it. So now that I do know, I'm definitely going to start looking into it more, probably use it a lot more too, see what it's about.
No, that's hella dope. That's all we I think all the spammers left.
They were trolling.
Yeah, man, we've been getting raided sometimes, so it's crazy.
That's dope. Yeah, no, this was dope, man. This is my first time doing the Twitter space. It was pretty fun.
Hell yeah, man. We honestly just appreciate you coming out, like taking the time, like supporting the base space. I mean, this has been lit, man. And you know, honestly, if there's any way that we could help support and educate your communities and collab in the future, and you know, just keep providing that educational content, I think that's key, man. Just keep spreading the positive messages, keep spreading the love. I know one last thing that we didn't touch on before with you was you had talked previously about like a decentralized like social media platform. Is that something that you're currently working on or thinking about starting?
Yeah, I definitely want to you know get into that for sure, man. It's just all about knowing the right people and making sure, you know, like I said, people have the same vision as me, because I do want to do things the right way. I'm not trying to do things fast. I'm not trying to take advantage of anyone. I don't want to take advantage of my followers or anything like that. So I definitely want to make sure if I do this, I do it right. So like I said, the same things that I was saying, man, I would really wish the right people, you know, that I run into the right people, or the right people hear me ranting about some of this stuff. Because, bro, imagine there's that one platform, like I said, bro, that exists to where, you know, it's almost like on Ready Player One. And like, you know how they have like Travis Scott in Fortnite. Why can't I be in Fortnite? You know what I'm saying? If I have my hair is green, like why can't my avatar have the green hair? Like, you know what I'm saying? On every platform that I'm on every game that I play, why can't I insert myself in that? Why is my jacket that I'm wearing right now that I just spent money on, or these shoes that I just spent my money on, how come it only exists in real life? How come I can't wear it on my, you know, like at all times in everything that I do, whether it be digitally or in real life? I know that's kind of, you know, in real life, you got to wash your clothes, whatever, but you know what I mean? Like, why can't I bring what I'm doing in real life into digital? Like, I want to mesh that. And I think that, you know, it's very possible. And like we said, it's so early, and I'm just going to continue pushing, continue thinking the way I think, talking about the stuff that I talk about. And eventually I think that I'll be able to manifest it, bro.
Yeah, that's a super interesting idea. And that's kind of like where I maybe like kind of thought where the future is going, right? Like whenever you go to like a Nike store and you buy like a certain T-shirt or a certain hoodie or a certain pair of shoes, like once like VR is like truly like at scale and everyone's kind of like in the VR space, just like, you know, you look at 2D social media like us right now, like I'm staring at a screen. But a decade from now, everyone's going to be in a 3D immersive social media experience. That's how I envision it, at least, right?
No, exactly, bro. Exactly
Yeah.
what you're saying is exactly the way that I'm thinking of it. And a lot of people are seeing what we're talking about or the way that we kind of picture it, but the mass adoption hasn't happened yet. Like you said, there still has to be VR at scale. There still has to be, code perfected and stuff like that. So there's a lot of stuff that has to happen before what I'm talking about even comes to play. But that's why I'm paying attention now and making sure, like I said, I'm looking for the right people. I'm looking to see who's doing stuff right or see who's talking about the same stuff I'm talking about because like we said, it's so early. These are probably going to be the people who do what it is. Get the right stuff going.
I can promise you one thing though. Sounds like you're going to need Chainlink.
I mean, everyone's going to need Chainlink. The whole world's going to be on Chainlink. That's how we're going to connect what was yesterday to tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? That's what
right.
Chainlink comes in.
81K.
Yo, someone came in here yesterday. It was like 800,000.
No, yeah, man, that's the thing too. Like seeing all this stuff, bro. Numbers are not real. Like obviously that stuff stuff can happen, but like, bro, when you see like stuff go from 1 cent to where it is now, like all this crazy numbers going up and down, right? Like, bro, I feel like what we know as that equals like one today, like $1. I feel like $1 is going to be equal to like 100,000. Or like whatever, like how you can go from like you're in the United States now, you go to somewhere else, and it's like the dollar is equal to like 10,000 of their currency. You know what I'm saying? I think the way that it's going to translate is going to be different. Like the whole world is going to be like on a video game type system to where like you're earning massive amounts of zeros for doing said things.
We finally get to play the video game in real life.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was trying to say.
The gamers are hyped.
Right? We've been training our whole life for this.
No, man, it's crazy. It's crazy, dude. Like the whole thing is crazy. I think you're honestly spot on. Like what you're saying. Like even if you're investing, like I don't even know. Like if you're investing like $20 a month, like
even that can change your life in 10 years, bro.
Yeah, dude. Like that's life changing. Like you don't have to really invest that much money. I know Super High was saying, "Oh, go in with like 50% of your savings." You don't even have to do that, bro. Just like don't buy that Starbucks coffee. Don't remove some habit that's costing you money instead of just purchasing that coffee once a day. Purchase one link cube a day, or it doesn't even have to be a whole link cube, right? Like there's a decimal place for a reason,
right?
So even just purchasing those small amounts in the future is going to add up.
No, I completely agree, man. And that's the thing too. It's like, like you just dollar cost in, bro. We sacrifice little things. Everybody spends money every day. We all do. It's about doing things that can kind of bring stuff back in. There's a lot of stuff that people don't think about. I was looking at something today, like a lot of people have like assets and liabilities confused. Like assets actually bring, value back to you. Liabilities take it from you, make you spend value.
No, 100%. I mean, that's why like for me, like I'm like, yeah, for me to buy some like sort of supercar or some like crazy asset that's gonna take money away from me, like I need to be hella wealthy, and honestly, like I'd rather put that money towards other things that are just going to continue to build my wealth, and I can then take that wealth, right, and spread goodness, spread positivity. Like that to me is going to bring a lot more joy than purchasing some sort of depreciating asset like a fancy car or things like that. Like I'd rather help like replant a rainforest, or help someone that's going through a hard time, or maybe there's someone that needs surgery and they can't afford it, right? Like you got all these people that can really benefit from positive thought and positivity, and like seeing that individual smile, or seeing the impact that you can actually have in the world and help shape the world is going to bring me personally a lot more joy than purchasing things and assets like that.
Oh no, yeah, for sure, man. That's something too that I've been trying to make sure that I keep in my mind and keep doing every day. Because like I said, I'm not perfect. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm perfect. I do like to enjoy the fruits of my labor, but I want to make sure that the time and resources and energy that I spend is also gonna benefit not only me but just everything around me, whether that be the people that I love or the world that I live in.
100%. Super High and Chase, any closing thoughts before we let Eric go?
I guess I could do my quick little run through on my Doge theory.
Let's go.
So, I wrote a thread on it that will go into a little bit more detail. I can send it to you if you want to go into it. But basically, like if you look at Elon's actions lately, he clearly has a interest in Doge. From it's a love of his. He loves memes, but also even more so, like he's like offered actual like financial support for the development team of Doge, like all the way back since like 2019. And so the way I look at it from a like technical perspective, if you like took away the Doge name, right? Like let's just call it like D coin, and then you have Bitcoin, B coin. Like from a tech perspective, like they're from the same family, right? Because they were basically, it's like a fork of a fork of a fork, basically. So what I think he may be doing is essentially trying to recreate the network, right? Because for Bitcoin to be what Bitcoin is, you need a few things. You need the hash rate for like the computing power to secure the network. That's one thing. So you need electricity. That's another thing. And then you need the network of people to disseminate the currency that have basically in their eyes, they see that the currency has value, right? Like really that there's only three things you need from a like proof of work system. And so what I could see Elon doing is essentially through his like suite of products. So like you take a Tesla solar power roof, and with that you have the battery packs as well. And then with that you could install a miner into each home that has a Tesla solar power roof and battery pack. And that miner could be mining Dogecoin. And then with that Dogecoin, you could pay off your Tesla products that you have. And then once you also throw in SpaceX and the satellites that beam down internet, you add that with the people being off grid to where they have their own electricity. And now you add that into now people having their own currency that they can actually barter and exchange as a medium of exchange and buy goods. You have essentially a completely self-sustaining economy. And you could also even throw in the Tesla vehicles, which will soon have full self-driving, to where you could actually turn your Tesla car into a taxi when you're not using it, and you could make money passively. And as those services are being rendered, it could auto be converted to Doge, and then you could turn around and use that to pay off your car if you wanted to. And if you look at there's a video that's out there of Peter Thiel talking about these unstoppable protocols and this unstoppable money in 1999. And he was talking about how the only way that you could bring down this money is by shutting down the telecommunications network. And so when I look at Elon, the dude loves memes. He's a very well-resourced live player, which is somebody who can influence change, right? He's shown that he can operate in all these different areas like Tesla, SpaceX. Like the dude literally, his companies have self-landing rockets that literally reduce the cost of space travel by like several orders of magnitude. So it shows me that he's somebody who, once he has his mind put towards something and developing it, he just relentlessly goes for it until like it's a complete product or until it's like done, right? And so I think I don't have any Doge. I'm not advocating anyone buy Doge. It's just like an interesting like thought that from my perspective, but I think Dogecoin is kind of going to like kind of be circulating amongst like the suite of like Elon's companies. And as he continues to like disrupt other industries, there'll be like more products that could be purchased by Doge through that company of Tesla. And by default, that would give the currency value because you can actually have that like coincidence of once where it's like you have one party that wants something for another thing and they can trade that and have a medium of exchange to render whatever services or products. So yeah, long story short, I think Elon may have something in store for Doge.
I think that everything you said is valid. It's a valid theory. I would not rule it out for sure. That was definitely, you might be onto something. Hold on. I feel like I seen one of your tweets about it before though, and I was like, yo, he's talking about the same thing I'm talking about with the Tesla, like how you said it could be like a taxi and you'd get paid from it. That's essentially kind of like what I was saying, where, you have these electric cars or whatever it is, and they generate this energy. That's how they charge themselves. It's the same thing a computer runs on, electricity. You don't have gas computers, so you can't do that with your regular car, but let's say you can, for every mile you drive, it's mining. You know what I mean? As your car is on,
Exactly.
it's mining currency. And I think that's so possible, bro.
Yeah, and it goes from a state of consume, like Tesla products will no longer be like consumer products, but they'll be like an actual return on investment products over time,
Right.
or even like halfway pay for themselves in the midterm, to where it's like it makes their products more affordable for the average person.
No, exactly, man.
But yeah, I think when you look at Elon, you look at his suite of companies and like all they do individually, and you like collectively add them together, at the root of it, to me, it's like seems to be about the individual and like empowering like the individual by themselves. And so I think currency is like the next stop for him. And it seems that Dogecoin is his currency of choice to facilitate that. That's how I'm viewing it, at least. So
I mean, yeah, and by his tweets, he seems like it too.
that's true. Also, it's on Coinbase now, so it's like what is going on behind the scenes, because like Coinbase is usually like kind of strict, I feel like, on listing. So the fact that it got onto Coinbase, I don't know.
Doesn't it have to pass a
Yeah,
certain type of audit to be on there?
That's a good question. I'm not
Yes.
really sure on their like the checklist that they go through.
True. Yeah, that'd be interesting to know what the audit is, like what the threshold is for certain stuff or whatever it is. I want to know.
It's from my understanding, it's like the most intensive out of the current exchanges. So if it gets listed on there, I mean, there's a reason. There's a reason why that project is listed on there. They're not just going to throw up anything on their exchange. So, but also keep in mind, like Elon and his sway and power. I mean, it's not, that's not something to mess with. And I'm sure his influence may have had something to do with it.
Right.
I just wanted to say thank you, Eric, for coming out and speaking. It's definitely cool to hear from someone who is in the game saying that y'all are talking about crypto and that we are early. So I appreciate that.
Oh yeah, man. I appreciate you guys having me on here. You guys got a dope community. And like I said, man, any chance that I get to just share what I've learned or even learn new things, I'm always down for it, man. Always down for it. So I appreciate you guys for having me and everybody coming by, listening, all that good stuff. Anybody who's been here since the beginning, you guys are dope. Don't ever feel like you're too late. We're all early. We're all here. We're all here together. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, going to put myself on any pedestal. I'm just like you guys. If you guys need anything, feel free to reach out. I try my best to help out my community.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah. Second to everything Super High said. Thanks for coming on, Eric. Really, really based. Appreciate you just supporting the community and hopping in. Are you cool with us posting this on YouTube?
Yeah, man. I actually would love it, bro. And make sure you let me know when you do. I'll tweet it out too.
Hell yeah, bro. Yeah, for sure. We'll be in touch, man. Absolutely. Thanks to all the listeners for coming out. Appreciate you. I'm sure a ton of people are at the Bitcoin conference and doing things like that. So we'll definitely share out the video.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. You guys take it easy. Stay based.
Stay based.
Yeah. Stay based.
Let's go. Thanks, Eric. Peace.